If your teenager has completely shut you out and no matter what you try, nothing's working, they're not opening up to you, there are 6 reasons as to why this is happening and why nothing's working and why they're not happening. Why they're not opening up to you. The first one is their past experience of you, when they're trying to share things with you, whether intentionally, unintentionally, you might have done these 3 things to put them off to share things with you. The first one is they don't feel heard. When they come to tell you things, you might say something like, we all go through that stage. I was there myself, and that really invalidating their feelings. So that would totally pull them off to come and speak to you again. Second one is, although you have the best intention, you try to fix it for them. You try to problem solve because it's hard for you to witness they're in pain or in troubles. So you want to fix it and you offer solutions. And again, that could make them feel, I don't want the solutions. I just want you to hear me, right? And that can happen to anybody with the best intention. And the third one is lecturing. Parents want to help their teenagers and help their children. I understand that. And then sometimes you think, okay, this is the educational moment. Let me say something. And that, again, can completely pull your teenager off coming to speak to you entirely because they're thinking, oh my God, I'm going to get a lecture. So they already decided it's pointless to speak to you based on their past experience of sharing things with you. The second one is silence. And let's look at silence in a different lens. Parents think silence is just bad. However, I wonder if silence can be seen as a protection. A protection for themselves. I'm not ready to share these things with you because I need to protect myself, my feelings, or feeling judged or feeling not heard and all these things. But sometimes it could also a protection of the parents, right? I don't want to tell them these things because I don't want to worry about me because they're already so stressed. So it has a really good intention if we look through this lens. And this just requires patience and reassurance to let your teenagers know we're here. We're not going to collapse. We're not going to, just disappear or what is that? Collapse. I already say collapse. I'm not going to collapse because of what you say to me. Right, so that's the second reason, silence. We're seeing silence as a bad thing, but it could be a protective thing. Third thing is lack of trust. And again, it could be from the past experience or existing relationship with your teenager. They might struggle to trust you with their most vulnerable thoughts and feelings and thinking, oh, are you going to be okay with this? Or are you going to not be okay with this? They are not sure if they can trust you with that. And that is a relationship issue. Right, which will come to the next point. That is your relationship with your teenager. A lot of parents will come to say to me, I think I have a really good relationship with my teenager. Yes, from your lens. Yet your teenager might see it very differently. There might be ruptures in the relationship or things you said, unintentionally that hurt their feelings. And lack of reparation, it's going to create disconnection. So you need to look at the relationship between you and your teenager. And a good way to think about this is ask your teenager for feedback. How do you think our relationship? How would you tell your friends about our relationship? Okay, so that is the fourth reason as to why your teenager is not coming to speak to you. The next one is their worries, right? They're worried about your response. They worry about your response. How would you respond to this? The things I'm about to say to you, no matter what that is. Or like, I smoked weed the other day. Or I had a glass of wine the other day when I go out with my pals. How are you going to respond to those things? They might just think, are you going to flip? Because these are the rules in the family. And then you think, oh my God, what? How dare you to drink alcohol and all these things. So your teenager these will actually lead your teenager not to want to speak to you because they're worried about your response. The number 6 reason is you keep going back to the same conversation and keep pushing answers when they come and say to you, so why did you smoke weed? Why did you do that? Who was your friend? And who made you do these things? And why did you do that? Did you not know about the rules? And these are the things that can totally discourage your teenager not wanting to speak to you ever again because the experience wasn't nice, right? And thinking about you, if you were in that position, people do that to you, you wouldn't want that either. Okay, so if you are struggling with your teenager and if they're not opening up to you for all these reasons that I just talked about, and if anything resonates with you, if you want to know what to do next, read the caption.